Welcome back everyone to another Balatro high score attempt video. It's going to be one of those videos where I've already been playing for a little bit. I have a decently cool build going and I would like to share it with you. Now what I'm going to attempt today is do a mixture of an idle and a Baron build at the same time and see if we put the two powerhouses together how it's going to work. Now, right now, we don't have a Baron, so that is kind of priority number one. We do have a pretty fixed deck, almost all King of Spades. We only have one lone Queen in the deck, and we have a few other Kings mixed around. So we do have to do a little bit of deck fixing still, so you can join me for that ride. But we also want to hunt for that Baron. Now, I have a free slot open in the scary face. To get to this point, we got an early photo Chad and we've just been kind of crushing along there. We have also not seen, star is good for diamonds, really good. We have also not seen a blueprint or a brainstorm in this run whatsoever. Just to give you some stats on the run, we've been playing majority 5 of a kinds, leveled that up quite a bit. And only one flesh 5, but we've been able to level up a little bit, but it's nowhere close to the points that we're getting from our planet X right now. So every kind of round I'm doing a little bit of re-rolling to try and find a Baron, because that would go a long way, and I'm interested to see how a Baron idle mix would work. And we do have a decent hand size as well, that being 11. And I also have a mixture of steel cards and non-steel cards. Now, it doesn't really matter. Realistically, the goal would just to be getting everything steel, playing 5 steel cards in total, and working it that way. So that's probably what I'm going to do. First things first, I will retire this Queen finally. Now we will have a perfectly paired deck, 20 kings. And I'm just going to do a little bit of discarding to see if I can get some of the other kings in my hand. Here, there's 2 of them. I do have 5, so I can knock out 3 of them right away. So if I discard properly, get rid of the kings that aren't scoring me a ton of points, I should be okay. Let's just take the chance here on this discard and see. Okay, I do. So we do have 3 more diamond kings in the deck. We only have 2 left over, so idle is almost going to be 100% online. Now the cool thing about this deck is I can play my idle and it doesn't really matter what cards I play as long as a red seal is number 1 and everything else in my hand can be steel. Now ideally, if everything's steel, then it doesn't matter what I play, but I'm going to get points from the idle and points from the Baron. So that's kind of what I'm going for right now. So I'll kind of show you what I'm scoring right now. I already have the mime, which is quite good. And having that idle is very, very good. I'm scoring around, I think, E14, E15 right now. So as you can see, so the antes are going to catch up very, very soon. As you can see, we're already in the E11. So this petroglyph is actually perfect timing. It will extend the run, extend the video a little bit more. I am sorry that I didn't start this video from the very beginning. We're still on Kings of Diamonds, but honestly, I just didn't really think this was going to turn into much. Now, the one problem we will be facing here soon is money. I don't have any money generators, so I'm kind of just relying on seed money right now. I could have taken the negative tag, decided not to. We only have 2 kings in our deck. It really doesn't matter what we play as long as we have a lot of steel in our hand. So let's go ahead and look. We only have a few pieces of steel, so it's probably worth just to get rid of the cards that aren't going to help us that much. The other thing that is decently important is if I use this instead of one of all Kings of Diamonds, I can play the Planet X instead of the Ares, which is maybe what I want to do instead. So I do have to be mildly important or careful when I'm going for these scores. This one should get through no problem. The idle isn't going, or we're going to put this one up front so it triggers the idle with the hanging chad, and we should be totally fine for point scoring. I don't even think we really need the steel in our hand at this point. We don't, but it's just a nice added bonus right now. E to the 16 that way. So now if I also do Baron, I think it could just be a really fun build. Unfortunately, it is going to be a problem with money. We have one more king other than this that we can convert to diamonds, and then we're gonna have to go for flush fives, which does lower our chances a little bit. However, it does make sure that the idle is online 100% of the time, which is quite important. So I'm just gonna re-roll down to 70 maybe. We'll see what our seed money's at in a minute here. We do have our King of Hearts in hand here. So what we can do is start positioning our cards that aren't steel. Then we can make sure that all of the other cards are steel in here. So that means I can get rid of a few of these other ones to hopefully pretty much just get rid of all the normal cards and just draw all of our steel, right? So what I'm going to do something like this. So everything except one or all of the cards in hand are steel with a red seal. This will get us through no problem. It should be around another E16 score. So you've seen the Baron Mime, you've seen the Idol. We don't have a Sock and Buskin or anything. We don't have almost any retriggers other than this Hanging Chad, which typically isn't good for Idol, but I think it could be interesting to try and combine the two of them. So let's go ahead and look for some Ares cards, or hopefully a Baron. This is unseeded. I'll quickly prove that to you. Settings, you would see the seed right under the settings bar there if it was a seeded run. So just keep that in mind. Oh, what a perfect combination, the Death and the Fool. I am going to take this mail-in rebate right now because we do need some money. We really do. So let's go ahead and do that. We are going to perfectly pair our deck now, which means we do in fact have to play flush fives, which does suck. But I'm hoping that we can get it done pretty soon, or we can level it up pretty soon. So we are going to get rid of some kings. We have 1, 2, 3. The majority of what I'm discarding will be steel. So I might as well just do it and get the maximum amount of money, because that is going to be important. It's also important that we have a full hand, okay? Because that is getting us the majority of the points as well. So I'm going to play everything here, except it doesn't really matter which ones I play here. Like, it's probably better to play a mult card instead of a non-mult card. But as you can see, our idol is fully online. It's always cool to have a perfectly paired deck. Now, obviously, we're wasting some steel here, and I understand that. But it's worth it for the science of this run. Okay, E to the 16. We at least have 2 antis left in us. If we find a Baron, that will help us along a little bit here. None of this is interesting to me, so I'm going to save my money. It might also be interesting to play some glass in the future of this run, so we will look for potentially some glass as well. Realistically, though, I just want a Baron. Oh, and we have done it. Now, the only thing I can get rid of right now is mail-in rebate, so I'm going to do that. And we now have Baron, Mime, Idol, and Photo Chad. So this is a crazy build. The next thing to change would probably to get a blueprint or something like that. And I cannot believe our king has showed up for us on the video. That is awesome. So we're into the E11 territories now. We do not have mail-in rebate. So realistically, there isn't much that I want to be doing here, as long as I can play a full set of steel on the bottom floor here. So let's go ahead and see how much this is going to score us now. We're going to get a crazy amount of malt initially, and then we're going to multiply it by the Baron. So this should be a decently ridiculous score here. E22. So just grabbing that one card jumped it up 6 E's. Now, realistically, the only thing we would like is a blueprint. We already have the antimatter voucher right here. So that is kind of problematic. Let's go ahead and check. The serpent is good for us. That'll actually be a banger of a hand. That'll be the best hand we can possibly play. We would be looking for a blueprint. Temperance value is $39. The reason behind that is because I did grab a gift card early on. So some of these that I've had for a while, especially the photograph and the Chad, are a decently high value already. Let's go ahead and re-roll just a little bit to see what we can get. Another chariot is always good. Dusk could be interesting for the idol. However, I'm not sure if it is worth it entirely. I mean, I know photograph. If we get a sock and buskin, photograph and Chad are going to be out, right? Because that's just more triggers of the ×2x from the idol. So I guess it's time to get rid of the photograph now anyways and work towards that. Absolutely. So we would also like a sock and buskin. Something we can do here. We have a few cards with red seals on them that do not have steel. So we got to look for that ones right here. Go ahead and convert that into some steel right now. We might have to use the dusk right now. So what I'm going to do is play a hand, and this might just win overall already because of the immense Baron action we have going on. But it is cool. Let's see if this is better than okay, it's E19 by itself. So realistically, the Baron Mime on its own is probably just better. Wow. And we have a blueprint. So we have immensely helped this run a lot already. So goodbye Hanging Chad, goodbye Photograph. A Brainstorm would be probably next. We already have a perfectly paired deck, so we don't need to do that. Reroll a little bit. Ares. We're also going to see what we do now. Try and get another Ares out of that. Didn't work. We'll grab the high card just in case we fully pivot to Baron. I'm not too sure. So the Serpent is going to be quite ridiculous here. It's probably best if we want to get a really high score just to play one card. However, this idol, I mean, I still, because of the hand size we have, I would like to see what the idol is going to do for me here. So I am going to play all of the non-steel cards here. We'll play one more. It's actually better to play 4 of a kind, so we'll do that. And we'll just see what it scores us. This should be a pretty ridiculous high score. It's starting the multiplication process at a very high mult, which is unusual for Baron. Normally you're starting it at about, you know, 10, 12 mult, depending on what your high card value is at. That was 36 E, which is insane. Obviously, that's already a crazy high score. We do now have Retcon, which is really, really good for the future. Let's re-roll a few times. We'll grab the Pluto. It's hard to kind of progress through this. I'm not sure exactly what I want to do. There's really nothing to do. Pardon me, I'm still recovering from a pretty bad cold. There's really nothing to do with the idol until we're able to play a high card and it not work. And then we can play Dusk as well to see how that's going to go. Obviously, I'm pretty sure it's better just to play the Baron. But it's just fun to do regardless. Now, I'm also not sure what is best to put this blueprint on. When we do Dusk, it's still probably better just to throw it on the Baron for now. I'm not interested in any of these. Reroll a few times. Continue to level up high card. Continue to level up Aries. Okay. So what I'm going to do this round is I'm going to play all of the non-steel cards. And see how much we score with that. Now, obviously, we have 0 re-triggering going on, so the idol isn't doing much for us absolutely at all. But we're still scoring quite far. It's still better. It's slightly better with the Baron right now. However, if we got like a Sock and Buskin, I would be quite interested to see what we would score, because this is a pretty unique build, if I must say so myself. So let's go ahead and try and roll for that Sock and Buskin, because I think that is potentially the best way we can level up right now. We cannot afford... We can afford an Ectoplasm, but then we'd almost fully have to lean into Baron only. So we got to think about that. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's probably good enough. Again, a lot of you are probably cringing at me playing it this way, but I really don't need to do much right now just to win. So we're gonna figure out what we're gonna cut in the future, but I did want to try an idol and Baron at the same time. It's just rarely do you have a deck that's fully paired when you're doing Baron. Normally you have a few garbage cards in there and a few other things. We'll grab the Telescope. Pretty sure, yeah, 5 of a kind is still way ahead of everything, but that's okay. Okay, we still do not have a means to any money, which does suck. Oh, it's just a Chariot card. Okay. So there is a king right here that I would like to use the Chariot on. So we will discard for it. We'll keep the good kings in hand. There it is. So this is probably the best hand that we could play. So we'll just play it with just Baron, and this is going to be very considerably good. Just playing it this way, the idol really essentially does nothing. It multiplies the high card just by 2. So we'll see. Yeah, E35 by just doing Baron itself, which does suck. Because I really want the idol to actually have meaning. So if I can find a Sock and Buskin, I will still go for that. I just can't seem to find it right now. So let's go ahead and we'll just continue to play on right now. There's really no point in me doing anything else other than waiting to find better cards. There's no way. I don't have any purple seals in my deck or anything, so I can't elevate my deck by just discarding, really. The cool thing about this run, however, is I have such a little amount of cards. I am able to get through all of them with my 2 discards, so I can get exactly what I want in my hand. We'll continue to death all of these kings into the Steel Kings. There is my Hanging Chad again. It has come back in a glory form, which is nice. There's my Photograph. It also wants to join the party again. I will not be allowing that. We'll make this one a Steel King, and we'll move on to the next round once again. As you can see, I mean, I'll toss it over here just to get a little bit of that gold value. But our main problem with this run is just the money. That is what we're mainly dealing an issue with right now. E29. So we will have to do something with this run soon here, if we wanted to keep going. Okay, Observatory is good. We would need a Perkio. However, I don't have the means of getting a Cryptid right now. Make another one of those fancy kings. I could consider an ectoplasm. It's going to be -2 hand size. That will put me down to 9 cards. Unfortunately, I just think we're going to move on from it. I don't think we have the means of that. It would just hinder our performance, to be honest. Joker Stencil has no room here. All cards are Diva. I could just sell the Dusk. I'm not attached to it right now. So that is something I can do. The hand size is quite nice. The only thing that can really help us that you've seen already is the Serpent. I do have them out of order right now. We'll see if this wins. Okay, it does. But I should have the Baron being proccing. We do want the double jumper like that on the Baron. Reroll a few times. Oops, all 6s doesn't help me. Okay, we move on. We'll play this. Got the money, rotate the Mime just for that gold card. So this has turned just into a classic Baron build, but it is cool to have a fully online idol. I was kind of building it the whole time, the whole run towards one of the 2 outcomes. I did want a big score run. However, the idol came first, and I actually had Jacks at the time, but I was making a lot of money back then because I did have some money makers, and I was able to strengthen everything into Kings. So it did take a long time to get the deck to where it is. Now, it doesn't need to be like this, but it is. Another death. Beautiful. Might as well just re-roll this. I'll re-roll that as well. That's fine. Okay. I guess you can get death, right? Oops. That was almost bad. Yeah, and I'm just gonna win here, so I'll just play it. I'm not sure. Do I have any? I do still have a few kings that don't have steel on them, so I'll hold on to the chariot. But ideally, we just keep deathing these cards. And we're probably going to run out here in the next ante or so if I don't do something really, really quick. E28. Oh, again, I had the Mime, the Baron on the wrong spot. Still funny that I won. We're up to E26. We'll get through this one. Overstock is pretty good. Whoa. I mean, I'll buy it because that's super cool, but this is a natural negative Wii Joker. Obviously, he can't do anything for me right now, but it is cool to see. None of these are going to help me. Re-roll a few times here. Emperor. Okay, it's good for a Hermit. Natural negative Wii Joker. I can't say I've ever seen that before. Pretty cool. Let's keep re-rolling. I did have a trading card in this run earlier. I made it negative with Ectoplasm. So that was pretty cool. That was another way I was able to get the deck down so far, which is pretty awesome. Let's keep re-rolling. We'll go next. I don't want to waste all of my money. Okay, perfect. You can now become a Steel King. We will play you, and there's no reason to change it. So I'm still kind of interested what an idle Dusk would do. I'm just not sure how I can actually try that out for you right now. Because there's really no way for me not to win. I suppose I could put the blueprint on something else. We'll try it this next round for sure. We'll use a Hermit. I'm not too sure what exactly I want to do. There's a Chariot. But we'll try it. We'll try the Idle Baron run right now. Now, the Turtle Bean... Okay. Sorry, Wii Joker. You're just messing me up here. Let's do the Turtle Bean. It's not compatible with the blueprint, right? Now with this hand size, let's go ahead and give the idol a little bit of time to shine. So we'll play all of the cards that aren't as good, and we'll start it off with one red seal. And this should be a decently high score, and we'll see what the idol does here. So realistically, the idol just gets it to the point where we start with a much higher multiplier. Realistically, it's probably worth the value of 1 or 2 kings, right? That's probably about it. 41. That is our new high score. But now we'll try it without the idol and with our turtle bean, and we'll see how it goes from there. Keep in mind that was a flush 5. If we did have Planet X, it would be a decent amount higher. To keep this run going, however, we are looking for a brainstorm right now, or maybe a showman. That's really the only thing that can extend us past the next ante or so. Continue to buy the flush 5, because why not? Again, this was just me trying something new out. So with all of these, we'll play the one card that has the most potential to score for us, and that would be this one. And this should probably be our highest score. So as you can see, this at this point, the second king is where the idol took us. So it's worth, the idol is worth about 2 kings, but you're playing 5. So we've learned that the idol just really has no place in this run whatsoever, other than maybe getting you a few extra chips. But as you can see, that was 1 less hand size than before, and it was better by 2 each. So we'll go ahead and keep re-rolling. I don't think we need this right now. It does make our temperance worse. Honestly, we're looking for a replacement for the turtle bean, because it's not going to allow us to work that much longer, unfortunately. I would also technically like to replace the idol now, but unfortunately we're getting pretty unlucky with our re-rolls. Go ahead and play that and see what that gets me. We should still be, I mean, 1 king is probably worth about 2 to 3 E's at this point. So even with a 3 hand size, I think we're okay with the turtle bean. It is uncommon, so it's possible that we can see him come back again. Yeah, so it was worth about 5 E's actually. So it's gonna be close without this turtle bean right now. Go ahead and see if we can get something here. No, other than Perkio, we'd have to grab a Pluto in our hand. We do the Perkio Observatory Pluto, but that would scale too minimally right now. That would really be the only thing that could possibly save us, or this run is just coming to an end. But I'm happy I caught it on camera, because it was a decent little experiment. I probably could have used the Aries there, but it's okay. So for now, the turtle bean will get us through this round, I hope. We will get rid of this gold card, however. We will play this king. So yeah, 1 king, got rid of 5 E's, so we're lucky to get E32, E31 right now. This might be where we die. We also might not have had a lot of red seals on our hand. That is something I need to pay attention to. So let's go ahead and see what this gives us. E38, so it's probably the red seal difference. So it's only giving us 1 extra hand size. So realistically, oh man, there's our sock and buskin. So let's just try it for science, right? Because that's what I wanted this video to be about. Let's just try it for science. We're gonna try 2 things in this next round. I'm going to put the blueprint on sock and buskin and see if the value is worth similar to what Baron would give us. Death is really good. You need those. And let's go next here. All clubs are debuffed. That's fine. We're playing diamonds. So, okay. Let's go ahead and throw this king. I mean, let's do this king. Like that. And let's try and get all red seals in our hands. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 kings. So let's just try and get lucky here. Perfect. So this is the best that we can do if we play a flush 5 with 2 sock and buskins with the idol. So I'm glad I'm getting to put this to the test. What is better, the sock and buskin build with the idol or the baron? Okay, and we're gonna pay attention to what our multiplier is by the time it hits the baron cards. Now there's 6 cards that baron and mime are going to be duplicating here. Well, let's go ahead and see what happens here. E to the 27. So if we put this back on here, I believe we'll still win. All it did was, it's essentially a photograph with a hanging chad. That is all the sock and buskin and the idol is doing. But with the sock and buskin baron, it was E to the 27. With just baron having those extra kings, E to the 34. So clearly baron takes the cake. Now I'm not saying baron is the be all end all joker, however in this case it is, just because we'll skip all those, just because it's more set up for it. We don't have any other retrigger options for the sock and buskin. We would technically need some more idols to get this going. Maybe it was better to copy the idol. It should be the same math, I believe, because in this case, because it's just 1-to-1, 2 retriggers and 2, or I could do 5 retriggers and multiply it by 5. I'm not actually 100% sure. Our blinds are at E37, so I think this run is just over, unless I could find a brainstorm or something like that. We'll test the sock and buskin theory one more time, just to see if it was better to do it the other way, because that is potential. It is possible that I was wrong, unless I could get another hand size joker. Okay, unfortunately Turtle Bean has come back, so in order for me to extend this run, I do have to do this, and idol is the next to leave us, unfortunately. Baron has proven to be the better joker today, so I am going to grab that Turtle Bean, and I'm going to just see if we can get through this next ante. Maybe it'll give us a little bit of time to find something else. An invisible joker would go a long way. Any copy other than, even the troubadour would be pretty good because it gets you 2 more hand size. Wouldn't be too bad. Then I could be interested in taking a negative card. So that's E to the 47. That is our newest high score, by the way. So that is amazing. The other thing we need to do is continue to re-roll a few times to get rid of this idol. It is sad, I know, but it is going to be the only way that we progress. And we are going to do that with a showman. So we might have a chance here. Imagine if I continue just to find Turtle Bean. I only have 5 cards in the deck, so 1 more Turtle Bean would pretty much seal the deal for us already. But what's cool about what we have going on right now is we do technically have 2 open joker slots because of the showman and the Turtle Bean, so it's potential that we can keep this run alive a little bit longer. Again, 1 king is only adding, we should get through this next round just barely. 1 king again. Wow, another showman. Obviously that does nothing for me. Our best case scenario, honestly, is another Turtle Bean. We have diamonds, so Bloodstone does nothing. Not that it really would have anyways. We can pool for the Hermit and try and push this a little bit longer. We don't have any kings that aren't steel already. The burglar doesn't do anything for me other than helping out in the serpent. which we don't have. We could re-roll and try and get the serpent and go for our highest score. However, there's no point in doing that right now. We'll re-roll one more time. We get another hermit, so we'll re-roll one more time. Okay, playing high card sets money to 0. That's quite unfortunate, because I do need to play high card. So we're probably just dead now. It's probably over. We are going to get past this ante, I hope, but it's probably just over because I have no money to find another joker. So it is what it is. I appreciate you guys coming for this little experiment of mine. E40. That's definitely the best we're going to do today. Not bad by any means. I have $9 to my name, and our ante is at E43. So that doesn't help. Those don't help. And those don't help. That's a sick joke. All right. Let's go ahead and skip to the boss, because I can't beat it, and we will properly salute this run. That is going to be it. I appreciate you all being here. I appreciate all the support on the channel while this Baron is ending things for us. 146 subscribers is amazing. I really, really appreciate it. From the bottom of my heart, I will continue to make these videos as long as you keep enjoying them. I really don't think there's anything we can do here other than get a couple more red seals. This is the absolute best we could do. We have a full red seal king lineup. There's nothing else that I can do here. I believe it is just the end for us. But again, 146 subscribers. All of the videos are doing amazingly well, so I really, really appreciate it. E39, our best hand was E to the 47 this video, so we did get a very, very decent high score. Again, I'm sorry that I kind of started this video at the halfway point, even though I was already in endless. We weren't even in the E scores yet, so you did get to see all of the big numbers. You just didn't get to see how I got there. From time to time, I will do this if I do find a run, or if I'm playing a run off camera that I find to be worthy of something like this. So you heard it here first. This is Baron versus Idol. What is better? Thank you all so much for watching. If you're new here, please leave a subscription. That is going to be the best way to help me on this YouTube journey. The goal, obviously, to get monetized. I can submit an application at 500 and 1,000 subscribers. So the faster we can get there, the better for me personally. But I will continue to make daily content for you as long as you're enjoying it. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a good day. Take care. Goodbye.